This is an election where the Conservative Party completely disowned the fact that they've been in charge for the last 9 years. And you can pick them off one by one. Matt Hancock tweeting this morning about social care and how houses won't have to be sold by patients who've got Alzheimer's or who've got dementia. Who's been in charge for the last 9 years? What did you do about this issue when you had the power to do stuff? And then you come across Priti Patel's interview, which is, I mean, even by her standards, this is breathtakingly bovine. Have a listen to this.
4 out of 10 children in parts of Barrow are born into poverty. That's not good enough, is it?
Well, it's appalling. And of course, but everybody, and it's not just people in Westminster, it's not just at a national level, it's at a local level. Through the
It's the government, and you've had nearly 10 years.
Well, it's not the government, though, is it? I mean, everybody just says it's the government, as if it's this sort of like bland blob that, you know, you can just go and blame.
So the government's not responsible for poverty?
It's not, because it's all parts of society and the structures. Local authorities have a role to play, education, public services, which are locally led and locally run.
Local authority have their funding set by central government, and central government since 2010 has cut that funding enormously. Social services have their their every action determined by central government, and since 2010 social services and indeed the welfare state have been struggling under the burden of universal credit. The bedroom tax was introduced by the government. That's widely seen as being a massive contributor to poverty, and that's just off the top of my head. Bedroom tax, universal credit, council cuts and austerity. But here is the actual Home Secretary claiming that an increase in poverty has nothing to do with government. So what is the point of government then? Well, what exactly are we supposed to be voting for if the Home Secretary doesn't think that the health and wealth of the population is anything to do with them? If you're a fully paid up member of the Priti Patel fan club, I will put you up first this morning. What do you think she thinks her job is? If the health and wealth of the nation has nothing to do with the government, nothing to do with us, Gov. And I'll tell you something for nothing. If 12 months from now we have effected some sort of economic miracle and everybody is as rich as Croesus and laughing all the way to the bank as opposed to the food bank, then Priti Patel will claim inevitably, inexorably, absolutely indubitably that it is entirely a result of the government and government policies. We're looking at a lot of weird stuff at the moment. Oh, I can feel my hackles rising. We're looking at a lot of very strange stuff at the moment politically, and I think key among it is this assault upon objective truth. When you have a party of government claiming to be an independent fact-checking site in order to pump out their propaganda, that speaks of a contempt, not just for the truth, but for the public that we haven't seen before. It really does. And now you've got a senior, one of the great officers of state, one of the holders of one of the great offices of state, claiming that the government doesn't have anything to do with poverty. And then, of course, you've got Nicky Morgan, who has the look at the moment of a woman who somehow kidnapped herself and held herself hostage, claiming that appalling assault upon objectivity and truth undertaken during that debate the other night doesn't matter to anybody outside Westminster. It's quite incredible. It just beggars belief what's going on at the moment. But if you had to find the thread that unravels the whole sorry mess, it would surely be this. We are now moving ever closer to a general election in which the party of government seems to be campaigning against its own party's record in government. And I don't know how we make sense of that.